In the years since independence, Aden port has suffered a serious decline. 8 years ago, for example, nearly 6,500 ships and 20,000 visitors passed through it. By 1970, the figures had dropped to 1,600 ships and a mere 3,000 visitors. This has been due mainly, of course, to the closure of the Suez Canal, which happened a few months before independence. Aden's historic role as a free port ended in 1969, when import duties of up to 45% were introduced. A small free zone has been left for the entrepot trade, but Aden is facing growing competition from ports such as Djibouti across the Red Sea. The place of the cargo ships has been taken by the occasional Egyptian or Soviet destroyer. Relations with Egypt are better now than at independence, and the Soviet Union is a major provider of financial and military aid. One installation which was not nationalized was the British oil refinery, which is now one of the few dependable sources of foreign exchange earnings. It's one area where South Yemen can't afford to put political convictions before economic necessity. Amongst the problems which the British left behind them in Aden was a shortage of educational opportunities. Illiteracy was high, and schools were in short supply, especially in the country areas. The new regime's aiming to overcome such deficiencies, but it's hampered by shortage of funds. South Yemen is a secular nation. There's no mention of Islam in the constitution, and Aden's schoolgirls are as liberated in dress and outlook as any in the Middle East. South Yemen's economic difficulties are in evidence everywhere. The fishing industry, for example, is of vital importance to the Yemenis, who are among the biggest fish eaters in the world. And yet, since independence, the annual fish catch has almost halved. The situation's not entirely the fault of the new regime. Under British rule, Aden received £22 million in subsidies from London. This aid was withdrawn abruptly at independence, and the new rulers found themselves in charge of a country whose income covered only a third of its expenses. The government tackled its deficit by steadily increasing taxes and reducing salaries. Some Adenis complain that life in the Republic is now a mere dull struggle for existence. It's certainly true that the disappearance of the big spenders of colonial days has led to a more uniform society where a taste for luxury or frivolous entertainment is totally out of place. Despite its economic difficulties, the government's pressed ahead with one of its most radical measures, land reform. Before independence, most of the cultivable land belonged to the feudal sheikhs of the hinterland. Now, a start's been made in distributing land to the peasants who actually work it. Farming methods range from biblical to modern. Since over half of the country is wasteland, much will depend on the success of the reforms. Some land has been distributed to peasants in 3- and 4-acre plots, and some collective farms have also been set up. Although both sides in the war have portrayed themselves as the injured party, it's the South Yemenis who've actually produced the evidence. As early as February this year, they took newsmen to the border outpost of Baihan and showed them 100 Ford trucks they said they'd captured during a raid by 2,000 North Yemenis. Also displayed were dozens of crates of ammunition and weapons which included rifles, mortars and machine guns. The boxes bore Saudi Arabian and American labels. The incident marked the beginning of an escalation that erupted into today's hot war along Yemen's borders.